Yo, boys and girls, guess what? We're back. Channel Scouts Co-op. And we got Grim, Shaf.
Cheers to 2022.
Yeah, right?
Woo!
Made it past that bitch. So anyway, we're back. I guess our first video, we're going to talk about Hawkeye.
Yeah, part 2, which is episodes 4, 5, and 6.
I think I regret saying that line. This might come up later.
What?
Maybe after Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Oh, that intro?
Yeah.
It's cut and paste. It'll be great.
Yeah. So anywho, but continue.
Yeah, so we're talking about Hawkeye episode 4, 5, and 6. This is a continuation of our first conversation of the Disney Plus series.
It's been a while, obviously. I can't even remember. Was it for only 6 episodes? It was, wasn't it?
It was 6 because I did some research. I rewatched the first part to see what we covered.
Oh, okay.
So basically, we left off with the swordsman putting the Ronin sword to Hawkeye or Clint Barton's throat, and it ends. So in 4, 5, and 6, I guess we'll just do kind of an amalgamation. We don't need to talk word for word of exactly what happens, but we'll tell you the gist. So,
well, let's walk through it and then give our comments, I guess. Like,
do you want to go like spoiler alert, and then let's go through what the rough.
I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, why are you watching this? Because I'm going to put review in the title and thoughts.
Yeah.
So, but we'll go spoilers from here on. Sorry if you want to watch it. Fuck you. No. But yeah, so I mean, I guess in our general sense, before we get into spoilers, overall, what do you think?
I think it was really done well. Clearly, they've learned a lot from the very first Marvel Disney Plus series to now. I know each one has taken its own theme, storyline, and type because, you know, the first one was a kind of a sitcom meets mild horror, if you will, or at least unknown.
Yeah.
The second one was more action-y, bro-y type of series. And the third one was just mass insanity mixed with confusion, but also just really beautiful narrative.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. But, I mean, you know, I think for me, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to... If you're a fan of the series, watch it. You'll enjoy. Yeah. If you're kind of been off-put by Marvel or whatever for whatever reason, I would say skip it.
Yeah, I mean, it may come into a point where it's a necessity to watch this. There's definitely, because of this, it's leapfrogged into other things you may need to watch, which we'll get into later.
I don't think so. I think because the people that now were introduced in this series, like, were either already existent or were pretty minor.
So,
as in general. So, what do you say?
So what I'm saying is, watching this particular thing, and unfortunately, we've already said no spoilers. So, if you're still here, I'm truly sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
Wilson Fisk makes an appearance in this particular series,
right?
And to understand Wilson Fisk, you could watch the Netflix Daredevil series. And I think, is it the most groundbreaking series ever? No. But I think there's a very good storylines and inevitably some really good backstory of who Kingpin is. For someone who has no idea who Kingpin is in general.
Sure.
And that's why I'm saying it would need to warrant watching other series. Does it mean watch all the Defenders and all the Netflix Marvel? No, I'm not saying that. No. And am I saying that if you watch Hawkeye, then you have to watch Loki? No, I'm not saying that either. I'm saying, for perspective, to understand who Kingpin is, and understandably that they are the same character, but they're different characters in different universes at this point.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
You think, or like?
I think it's different only because
I don't think it is. I think it's the same dude.
Well, I guess we can talk about that later then, and our theories on what's going on.
I mean, yeah, but how would he have the history with all the people that he did? You know, because she had been working with him for like 16 years, right, or something like that? Is that what it was, more or less?
But the thing is to have the Daredevil series and have no mention of the Tracksuit Mafia, how do you make sense of that? So if it's an alternate Kingpin but the same actor, okay, it could make sense.
But the Kingpin was tied to the hand.
Yes.
And so that's more or less, that was his ally in that series. So it was probably more so like the earlier comics, and Tracksuit Mafia might be.
So the thing is
the
this.
latter.
So we have two narratives of Kingpin: Tracksuit Mafia and Hand Kingpin, right?
Yeah.
And they don't. I don't see a point of intersection as of yet, and they haven't created one. So it's up to interpretation. So my theory, personally, is you're working with two independent Kingpins who are the same actors and similar type of storylines.
But they're different universes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like what if there's multiple universes? Like what if Iron Man died in this one, but what if the Hand is a thing here, or what if the Tracksuit Mafia or whatever, or the Bros are over here? So, and also with
I think I agree. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think like what I'm thinking is like I disagree because I think they even went public, unless they rescinded it. They said that Punisher and Daredevil and like Iron Fist and all of that was canon with the MCU, right?
I don't remember. So correct us if we're wrong.
I'm pretty sure 90%.
You'll throw it up there also. To
sure,
remind us.
True.
But the thing is beside that point, I think that if you don't know anything about Kingpin in general or Vincent D'Onofrio in the Kingpin role, watching at least one of or two of the seasons on Netflix may help you understand him as a character a little more. That's my baseline then.
Oh, I mean, they fleshed him out. Yes, a lot more, and he's badass. That's the other thing. Like, just freaking kills it. Like, just like nailed. Like the whole, I don't know. Let's not get to that yet.
Right.
Like, all right, let's get into episode
4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 4 comes into where Kate Bishop, her mother, the swordsman, and Clint Barton are talking. They've been caught. Clearly, Kate was looking up information about the swordsman and the Tracksuit Mafia, Kazi specifically. And then computer stops working, and then they've been held, or they've been found in the house. They have that awkward conversation at the dinner table, and as Hawkeye leaves, he makes a promise to Kate Bishop's mom that she won't get her in trouble.
Yeah.
That's when she calls, when Hawkeye calls his wife, like, let's look up what's going on, and she informs him about him missing a watch, and we try to figure out the relevance of this watch.
Oh, okay.
And then
that's right.
At the end of this, Hawkeye and Kate try to reattain this watch, which is now more superseding any of the Ronin stuff.
Yeah.
So they try to break into this apartment, which they don't know whose apartment it is. You then come to find out it's Echo's apartment. It's the Native American deaf girl with the one leg apartment.
Well, you gotta label it. No.
For those who don't know, apartment, and there's a scuffle inside the apartment, and then a masked assailant is attacking Clint on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Which you don't know who it is. Well, you don't think you know who it is, but Clint honestly doesn't know who it is. And then they regather, and all 4 of them are fighting on the rooftop. And then there's a moment that triggers Clint where Kate is hanging off the roof. It's very reminiscent of how Natasha died.
Yeah.
He cuts her free. Echo is wounded and runs away, and then the assailant flies away because there's too many extra people in the fray. Clint basically realizes there is a Black Widow now on his ass and possibly even on Kate's ass, and tells Kate, "Get the fuck away. You're not a part of this anymore. This is for big boys." Well,
it's for him to settle. I think I took it as that, just because he was just kind of like, like this is my issue.
So that's pretty much the episode 4. Those who've watched other series or even the Black Widow movie knows that the person who's masked is Yelena, which is Natasha's sister, who was told by
sister, right? They're
not biological sisters, but they're pretend sisters in the Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is I forget her name.
Oh.
She tells her to go kill.
Yeah, it's the French name. It's like super French and long, right?
It's
something like that.
Vale. Call me Valentensov or something like that.
Oh no, I thought it was like I don't know. Anyway,
right there.
Yeah. She's got the silver streak in her hair.
Right. I thought it was pink.
Was it pink?
I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah,
Silver,
either way, it's a
Silver's
streak.
Rogue. You're thinking Rogue, brother. So,
Yeah.
so that's 4. Episode 5 is basically Kate Bishop back at her mom's playing Huff and Puff, and like being like it feels
well,
like
doesn't he cut her off at that point too?
he cuts her off at 4.
Okay.
So at 5 she goes back to her mom's and plays like in my opinion plays high school teenager who just got dumped. Because she's just like sad and pouting, and mom's trying to make it better.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overgeneralizing, but that's the feel I got.
I mean, because like I'm trying to remember, like what was the most crucial thing that happened in that? Because I agree, like the poutiness and all that stuff in the beginning.
It was
kind of
annoying.
Like,
so the thing is she goes back to her apartment, and Elena meets her there, and that's when she cooks macaroni and cheese for her. And the way that for Pete's sakes, Yelena and Kate Bishop, they're actors.
Oh yeah.
I don't know their names right now.
I don't know either. Haley, isn't it Haley
Steinfeld?
Seinfeld, yeah. Steinfeld,
and then I forget.
I'll look it up. No, it's Pugh. Her last name's Pugh.
Yes, it is.
Florence
Pugh. Yes.
Bam.
Yes, their acting, that banter made the series right
Yeah.
there. I love that scene. I loved how they talked. I as cocky and mildly obnoxious as Florence Pugh is, that performance has made it for me. I just loved it so much.
I like she's good. Honestly, I like her character a lot. It's just like her like overly foreign, like
Russian
accent. Like trying to understand American culture and take it in and stuff like that. It's just kind of funny.
So with that said, you find out that Yelena is going to kill Clint because she thinks that Clint's the one who killed Natasha. And so Kate then just like blows up Clint's phone, and then there's a reunion, if you will. They get the LARPers involved, where they order new costumes. As compensation to get more specialty arrows from the lockup in the one police precinct that one lady worked for. Mm-hmm. Which that character is actually another superhero, and I forget her name. But the African American lady.
She's an actual superhero in the Marvel universe, or just
yes.
starred in a movie that was.
No, she's actually a superhero in the Marvel superhero universe.
Oh, really?
Yes, because her nickname, her code name was the name that was embroidered on that bag that her girlfriend gave her. Yeah. So
who is it? Nobody knows.
I'll have to look it up. I don't remember what it was, but
I'll throw it up.
But essentially, then episode 6 is. Basically like the A-team like tactically working on arrows, setting up a game plan, and basically they have to stop the tracksuit mafia from doing their comeuppance because they're going to this party, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna stop Elena from killing Clint.
Yeah.
And I forget what's the primary reason the tracksuit mafia is there? Oh, because they're gonna kill the mom, because they find out at the end of episode 5 that the person who was working, the mom was working.
She's trying to leave. Yeah,
she's working with
Kingpin wasn't happy about it, so he tries to have her killed.
Yeah, so
he uses the fucking tattoo guy. What's his name? Like the semi-boyfriend of Echo.
Oh, Kazi.
Kazi.
Yeah. So
yeah. It was. Like that was good. Like I liked how that one ended. That was pretty epic. Yeah, like you could see the division, the divide happen between Kazi and Echo.
And also,
what's her name?
I don't know.
Hey, caramba!
I didn't do that much research.
I know.
But this is also the first solid review of Kingpin's face.
Like she was good. Like authentically. Like I liked her character. Like she was well done in my opinion.
Right.
Like it was well overall. I mean. Fucking Kingpin killed it. Like the next episode, please, God. Oh yeah, you get the Kingpin reveal.
Yeah,
like you actually see him.
Vincent D'Onofrio,
and you're just like, dude, it was epic, and he's huge.
I was surprised with how many roles Vincent D'Onofrio did, because they did a collage of him on Facebook that I saw that was wishing him a happy birthday. I didn't know he was the loose skin character in MIB, the insect guy, the cockroach. So the cockroach steals that farmer's skin. So that's Vincent D'Onofrio.
I didn't know that was him either.
I didn't know it was him in Full Metal Jacket because I only knew him as Gomer Pyle to some fat guy. I didn't know that was him.
You didn't know? Okay.
Yeah, so then, Law and Order or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's Criminal Intent.
Yeah. And then Kingpin, and I think there was another role that he was in, which I was just...
The Cell.
Yeah.
He's in that. Anyway.
Yeah, so a very decorated actor, did very well in Kingpin. I personally like his role as Kingpin as one of the best. No offense to Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that reveal just kind of broke.
Well, he put weight on, I think, for the role.
Yeah.
And so he's got a little more imposing figure about him, and I'd be curious as to his real height because, like...
The way they shot it, probably.
Yeah. I don't think he's that tall.
No.
Like 6'3", maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's probably pushing it.
Right.
But, so it's like, to me, like, they shot it well to make him look like he's quite large.
Right.
Like, very tall, very... Like he is in the comics. In the comics, he's a friggin' mountain.
Yeah. He is gigantic.
Massive.
He was super unfair or OP in certain video games too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
It's like he's not fat. He's just like a tank.
Well, in some perspectives, depending on which movie.
True. Well, whatever.
It's
comic.
like sumo thick, if you will.
Yeah. I would say at his worst.
Right, for sure.
But at his best, he's just like some overly massive, muscly dude in a suit.
Right. Come on. The one thing I was looking for is his height. And it's not in there.
Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah.
It's not coming up?
I don't know.
It's usually if you search him, it's like IDB. Oh, what?
See?
Try IMDb. It'll put his height in there. I guarantee. Shut the fuck up. What?
I'll just look up height. That will do it. 6'4". So you're not off of 6'3". But either way, you get that cold reveal. The girl who plays Echo, and then just Echo as a character, which they're making a whole series on, which makes sense with the Matt Fraction comic. But
does it?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't read it. I was like, I feel like it was shoehorned in. Like, but don't get me wrong. I understand. I get it. But I just felt like they're just kind of like they were like, oh, she's Native American. Grab this one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like they're trying to check the boxes. In
the Matt Fraction comics that parallel this particular series, Kate Bishop, yes, but it was her mom dies, not the father. And then Hawkeye's the one who crashes the auction, not Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Echo is also working for Kingpin, and she is the one that makes Kingpin the way he is at the end of episode 6 as well. So, beyond that, episode 5 had a lot of moments. I love the banter between Pugh and Steinfeld. And then in episode 6, basically what happens is, like I said, A-Team type of preparing for the fight. I could hear that song playing in my head with the A-Team.
See, I never really watched A-Team. Like, I don't know. I knew of it and stuff like that. But anyway.
No.
It was good. Like the huge standoff at the end with the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of fun.
All the little fun trick bows.
I thought to myself, I'm like, is it sacrilegious that they chopped down this Christmas tree? I was like, damn. But anyway, it was funny. Like, it was cool. It was action-packed. Like,
and even the banter within the office building between Pugh and Steinfeld was really cute. And the fact going to the elevator and it's like, okay, all the buttons are just like not cool, and then they got the elevator.
Yeah.
And it's a lot, and I think Steinfeld was something like, "It's really hard to hate you," and it's like, "I know," or something like that. So it was just fun. Which, if they make another series, I think them two starring would carry it pretty well.
Oh, that would be phenomenal. Honestly, it's cool that, well, it's going that way. It's got to be. Definitely. They're the two next in line, so. I mean, they're serving it up on a silver plate, and I mean it. I think it's pretty good. They're both. I think they have the chemistry pretty well.
Sure.
One's like a brash, like once the thrill of just being a normal human being so badly, so she's always trying to do it, but she's also being a badass spy at the same time, which is funny. Like it works.
It reminds me of Perfect Strangers.
Yeah,
or The Odd Couple, if you will. Not that they're middle-aged men, but just the banter.
Sure.
But 5 was a really good episode as well. 6 kind of culminated everything.
Grumpy old men.
Yeah. With 6, it starts with Kate Bishop's mom trying to resign from Kingpin, and he's basically like calls Kazi and like, you need to take care of this. They prepare for battle. They infiltrate the party, and clearly tracksuits starting to surround the building. Elena shows up, and chaos ensues. They get the mom out of the building, and then the LARPers help play security, if you will.
Yeah.
And then there's this, like he says, a major fight scene in Rockefeller Center with the trick arrows, like shooting down the Christmas tree, shrinking a truck, which oddly enough gets taken away by an owl,
which was in the tree,
electrifying poles and things. And honestly, in terms of just Marvel movies, like
there's a lot of bad guys that come swarming in.
Yeah, it's weird because if you look at the kill count and confirmed kills, this is probably like the most violent Marvel movie / series.
One could debate, well, because you witnessed the people dying.
Yeah,
one could debate
instead of that, where you don't see half of them.
Yeah, like basically it blinked them out of existence.
Right. So the thing is, Kate takes her mom off to the side, and then Kingpin finds them, and then Kate's mom hits Kingpin with a car, and he seems like he's perfectly fine. There's a battle which is pretty epic, and you could see, because the camera angles and things like that, the height variance, and then the strength of Kingpin, and how that fight ensues.
I mean, there's a part where he just like punches her, like, and she just soars across the room,
right.
Like. It was epic.
The one thing where he just breaks all of her arrows.
Yeah.
It was just like, what do you got now? So, I don't want to talk on this forever, but I think the show is very nicely done. It's shot very, very well as well. And just the character casting, and the thing that Marvel has been killing it with casting is they have great people acting in their films that allow the story to be conveyed in such a way that you can get the buy-in.
Yeah. I mean, they know how to cast their characters. So, like, I mean, Jeremy Renner, like, he's very likable at the end of this. Like, I don't know, I find him to be kind of generic, but I think he's really nailing this Hawkeye role, at least. So, I'm a fan. But, and then, of course, Haley Steinfeld doing really well, being her bubbly, like, self and stuff, which is like, the bubbly rich girl who's always gotten everything in life. But it's good. It's good stuff. Like, I'm excited for where they're going to take it.
It's probably going to continue in the Echo series.
The family series. I like that it ended on the family aspect, like, them kind of bringing in...
Kate Bishop's mom goes to jail, by the way. And then
she calls the police on her mother because she finds out...
She's corrupt.
Yeah. So...
But yeah, I mean, so overall the series is really good. I would say, still in my heart, Loki is still number 1. I think Disney Plus wise, they're fucking killing it, excuse my language, but they're just doing very well with it. A lot of things that are likable and things of that sort. So I'm very excited to see what happens. I think, honestly, with Echo coming to explain more of the Kingpin and more of the Echo character, I think they could easily slate for late next year Hawkeye and Widow, which is just going to be Kate Bishop and Yelena getting into trouble. They could even shoot it as The Odd Couple, and it would just run hilariously.
Somehow, because what is it? Is it Sword now? What's the secret agency?
So the S.H.I.E.L.D. that's been dissolved because Hydra took over. Sword's outer space, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D. is...
It can't... so S.H.I.E.L.D. still exists?
S.H.I.E.L.D. still exists because in WandaVision, they go to the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters where they tore apart Vision.
That's right.
So S.H.I.E.L.D. exists, and it's just not infiltrated either as badly or still infiltrated by Hydra. So I think Hydra's finally out, and they removed Hydra.
Okay.
But you can never get rid of Hydra.
Yeah.
Cut off one head, two. So,
Yeah.
but
Sing
yeah,
Heil. But yeah, anyway. It's good. Like, it ends well. Like, it ends with them on Christmas with the family.
The interesting thing is the next Marvel series will be Moon Knight coming out March 30th.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It looks epic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan of Oscar Isaac, so I'm super stoked about
I
that.
really like the use of Kid Cudi's song in the trailer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Day and night.
Day and night, yeah.
So, but that's our thoughts of Hawkeye. We will throw up wonderful corrections if we have any that we needed to. Let us know in the comments what you think. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.
Ciao,
Later.
Bye.